去曾经从医学的角度和各位分享过代孕的潜在风险，但是通过孕母完成家庭梦想，其实还存在庞大的法律风险。今天我们特别邀请全美知名的代孕律师 Melissa 为我们说明代孕流程当中必须提前规避和管理的法律风险。
First of all, there's different state laws everywhere in the United States over legal risks. But as far as legal risks to the carrier carrying the baby, first of all the clients, you want to make sure in the contract they get the carrier life insurance. Because although it is extremely...
Life insurance? You have to buy a life insurance for the surrogate?
We buy life insurance for every surrogate just to make sure if, God forbid, she gets killed in any fashion, whether it's giving birth to the baby or gets hit by a truck or anything happens to her, she gets accidental life insurance. The contract will also take care of other legal risks. Like, God forbid, she's out of work, she may get lost wages if she's on bed rest. But if she has something happen to her, like a physical ailment after the birth, we have to make sure that she's aware that that's one of the risks and that the intended parents won't be covering that for the rest of her life.
A lot of those legal risks are actually tied to the medical risk, from what I have heard.
Correct. So the legal risks are tied to the medical risks in the sense that if there's a medical risk that she is going to have something happen to her, there may be some compensation in the contract if it does happen, but there are limits on that compensation as well.
But what happens if you don't have any of those terms and conditions covered?
If you don't have proper legal services, you're going to leave yourself wide open to liability. Legal is very important, not only for the contract, right? You also need legal parentage order to get your name on the birth certificate. So you have various legal processes involved. And you need a legal review of the various health insurances that you're going to need, like health insurance for the carrier and health insurance for the baby.
So the best way to mediate the legal risk is
to have a solid contract, right?
Okay.
The contract will mitigate legal risks for both sides, right? So
both sides, we're talking about the intended parents as well as the carrier.
Correct, because we want to make sure that the person or the couple who hires the carrier also is going to take the baby. But there have been several international couples who have not wanted to pick up the baby for various reasons. Health issue, maybe if it was a single woman and she's no longer able to take the baby. Or maybe the baby has a defect that they didn't anticipate, so they leave the baby. Or maybe the parents get divorced and neither of them want the baby. So we want to make sure from a legal perspective that the carrier is also not stuck with the baby that she doesn't want. You don't want to have a surrogacy without a contract because then the surrogate is actually assumed to be the legal mother of the baby. And so that would have a lot of repercussions, especially for an international client.
美国的代孕从传统的捐卵人同时担任代母，到目前主要是由与胚胎没有任何基因关系的代母完成怀孕的工作，因为不再涉及代母同时是胚胎的卵子供应人，让双方的权利义务其实更容易用法律规范。即使怀孕期间可能遇到的医疗风险，也能够用法律条文先行约定，避免许多潜在纠纷的发生。因此，有丰富经验的律师草拟并且规划代孕合同，也就更为的关键。惠议祝您孕，祝您美孕成真。